Hi guys, welcome to the Fearless Weekly Energy Update for the week of January 3rd to January 9th. I'm losing my voice a little bit this morning. I wanted to do this reading yesterday, but I was also losing my voice yesterday too. So here we are. Hopefully it just lasts through the whole thing and it'll be fine. So this week will be interesting because we are shifting into a little bit more grounded energy, but still have the mental capacity to plan and think long term. Mars is moving into Taurus this week. Venus moves into Capricorn this week. Mercury moves into Aquarius this week. So we're literally like the first full week of 2021, we're getting a whole new energy. We're stepping into a whole new ball game. Really quick before I forget, restructuring some personal reading stuff for this year. I'll be offering a lot more classes. I'll be offering an astrology class. We're doing the manifesting workshop at the end of January. If you didn't get a chance to take that in November or December, now's your chance to join us. It is an amazing workshop. I'm just basically teaching you guys how to feel really, really good within your life so that you can manifest the life that you desire. It's not even about hustling or forcing or trying to make things happen. This is about really learning how to align with your own personal energy so that you can create from that and not try to create from an outside source instead. So it's really cool. A lot of people, I've had probably about 100 people take the class so far. It's been really, really amazing. So if you would like to learn how to just genuinely feel good in life, get into alignment, and start manifesting the things that you really, really want to feel better as we step into the new year, that information is in the description box. Also, because I'm restructuring with personal readings, I have offered 20% off astrology and tarot readings for this week. And it's not just this week. You can schedule, my schedule's open for January. So take the opportunity to get that 20% off. I'm not sure how open my books are going to be for personal reading. So if you've been wanting to get a reading, an astrology reading, a chart reading, a tarot reading, or anything like that from me, now's the opportunity to do it because things are going to start ramping up pretty quickly and I won't be doing as many personal readings as I've done in the past. There'll still be opportunities throughout the year to do it, but yeah, it's going to be very few and far between. So I hope you guys take advantage of that. I love doing the personal readings, but I just feel like there's a bigger calling that's going on right now for me to branch out. So it's going to be pretty fun this year, I think. All right, let's get into the energies for the week. Sunday and Monday. The moon is in Virgo on Sunday and Monday. And we talked about a couple weeks ago when the moon was in Virgo on a Sunday. This is a really good opportunity to get your week together. Today is the 3rd. And Virgo's trining Uranus, trining the sun in Capricorn. And there's just sort of like this emotional stability that a Virgo moon can have. A lot of times a Virgo moon can repress emotions as well. So don't get so lost in the project that you forget to get in touch with your feelings. But Sunday and Monday are going to be really, really good days to, if you really want to make a plan for 2021, Sunday and Monday are going to really be those good days to do that. Now, remember when you're making those plans to keep things open-ended, because not everything is going to lay out perfectly. Not everything is going to fit exactly the way that it's supposed to, the way that you would like it to. I'll say that. It will fit exactly the way that it's supposed to, but it will probably most likely shift in perspective from how you would actually like to see it, because I've learned a lot about manifesting and planning for the future in this last year. And I'll tell you, man, us as humans, we think really, really small. Like, we do not give ourselves enough credit to think bigger. So that's why I'm like, keep open space, keep room, because the universe is going to come in and show you, no, you're thinking too small here. We have to reevaluate, right? But there's definitely this sense of emotional maturity. Tomorrow, the moon, on Monday, the 4th, the moon is going to be opposing Neptune. And so there's this creative boost of energy that we can really, really use. Don't miss blind spots in relationships when the moon is opposite Neptune. It's a really quick kind of energy that happens, but a lot of times we can miss out on red flags on days like that when we're in relationships. And that's not even necessarily just with romantic relationships, like even people that we're dealing with on a regular basis. Like somebody may be able to pull the wool over your eyes where on Monday, where most days they wouldn't be able to do that. That wouldn't be something that they would be able to do. So just be really, really careful. The illusion can sometimes be bigger than the reality on days when the moon is opposite Neptune. But there's definitely this emotional maturity with the Virgo moon that's happening, especially after that fire trine that we had yesterday. Woo, with the moon in Leo. Oh, wow. That thing was like, that was hot. There was so much that happened yesterday. There was so much purging and so much energy that happened yesterday. Sometimes you just don't know how you're gonna react to it until it actually happens. Tuesday, the moon is in Libra. This is the first time the Libra moon is going to be trining Saturn and Jupiter. It's going to happen every single month. This is really about, the Libra is about the balance, right? It's about the scale. So this is really about finding that healthy balance by acknowledging the lesson and learning from it. And that's the thing, is like the moon is going to spark that emotional curiosity about the lesson, right? With Saturn and Jupiter, wherever Saturn and Jupiter is in your chart, wherever the Libra moon will be in your chart. But this is really learning about acknowledging what the lesson is so that you can balance out your emotions and balance out your logic and really like dig into what it is that you're supposed to be learning from that lesson. Early in the morning, Mercury and Pluto are going to be conjuncting or conjoining. And this is, you might find out some things on Tuesday that you didn't necessarily think were a thing. Like it wasn't even a thing, right? A lot of times when Mercury is joined up with Pluto, there are secrets that come out. There's a power of unearthing any kind of information. It's very like detective-like. So like if your Mercury is in Scorpio, same kind of thing. Like if you have that kind of, or even like Scorpio risings, they're very into the details. I've always said that Scorpios, with that Plutonian energy, they're actually much more detail oriented and maybe even a little more OCD than Virgos are. I know that's a really hot take, but I mean, just like by watching how Scorpio risings move and how Scorpio moons move and how Scorpio suns move, a lot of times that Plutonian energy is much more specific and detail oriented. So having Mercury joining up with Pluto on Tuesday, there may be some surprises in store. So if you haven't been on the up and up, if you have not been honest, if you haven't been transparent, if you haven't been laying it out the way that it's supposed to be laid out, chances are Tuesday is going to be one of those days. Maybe, and honestly, yes, Mercury is going to move away from Pluto pretty quickly, but we're still going to be sort of underneath that energy, that umbrella of Mercury conjoined with Pluto and that energy. So this whole week, there may be things like aha moments or things that you didn't necessarily see coming up to the surface. Okay. So really allow yourself to be honest. This is also going to be a really good day for business stuff. So any kind of instincts that you might have to grow your business, any kind of instincts that you might have to plan for the future, Tuesday is going to be a really good day to do that. Remember, again, to be really honest with yourself when you're doing that and being very transparent, because if you're trying to create more, but you're doing it if you're trying to create, but you're doing it under the guise of like not being fully honest with what you're creating or with what you're doing. Like if you're taking ideas from other people, if you aren't paying attention to, you know, the details that you have going and stuff like that, and you miss something that's important, like just be very, very careful with how you are approaching things on Tuesday. The moon is also going to be opposite Chiron. The Libra moon is also opposite Chiron. And this is sort of like every single time the moon is opposite Chiron, it's sort of like a full moon effect. So we're closing a chapter. There's some kind of wound each month that you sort of look at to find a little bit more balance in your life. You're getting this opportunity to like close a chapter on a wound, or feel that instinctual healing ability that you have to close out that. And sometimes you can get triggered with that. With the moon opposite Chiron, sometimes there's a trigger there. So Tuesday's going to be a little bit more raw is the word that I want to say. I feel like it's going to be a little bit more open, a little bit more raw. It doesn't have to be bad. Just really pay attention to the steps that you're taking and the directions that you're going in, for sure. Mars is at its last degree of Aries. Mars has been in Aries from since July. So for the last 6 months, we've had Mars in Aries. It's at this last degree of Aries. So there's a project that, you know, all of those projects that you've really felt like, and Mars just came out of its post-shadow period, out of its shadow period from being in retrograde. So all of those projects that you had been planning and planning and planning and planning and planning, and you had all the energy to get it going, and you had all the energy to get it planning, but for some reason you just kept hitting a brick wall. Now it's going to be a little bit easier. It's almost like it's time to start wrapping up the planning process, because as Mars ingresses into Taurus, which happens on Wednesday, so as Mars ingresses into Taurus on Wednesday, it's not so much about the planning as it is about the execution. And now we're making things into reality, and we're creating projects, and it's like we're slowing the process down a little bit to make sure that we're not skipping the steps. Because Mars in Aries, it's like we just, like, it's like a cannon, right? And it almost can't be stopped in a way. So having that Mars ingressing into Taurus. So the projects are going to go from action-oriented to creating like a practical kind of like in, you know, bringing everything into reality as Mars moves into Taurus. And there's going to be more of a focus on making more money. There's also going to be a focus on expanded beauty with Mars in Taurus. But also, I think that a lot of this is going to be about what we've, like, what is it that we value and how are we bringing that into fruition, and not necessarily so much of the surface level value, but all of that really deep, you know, the stuff that we've been like, this is really what I want to do, and this is really the direction I want to go in. And now you're going to have not so much like the ADHD kind of like, I want to do this and this and this and this and this. This is going to be more of a, now I can make a plan. Now I can actually get things going in motion, and I can see the steps that I might have skipped while Mars was in Aries, because let's be real, we skipped a lot of steps while Mars was in Aries. So now you can kind of go back and like reset the pace and bring things into fruition. Don't hold on to your anger. With Mars in Taurus, that's very, very easy to hold on to that anger and to not express yourself. It's kind of like having Mars retrograde in Aries, where we like suppressed the anger, and then the second that it went direct, it was like, boom, there was this huge blow up of emotion from people, feeling like they had been, you know, shoving everything deep down inside in their gut for, you know, for a couple of months, and now it's out. But don't hold in your anger. Remember that expressing your emotions is actually a healthy thing. Earth signs have to learn very much that expressing their emotions and feeling their emotions is a positive and not a negative. A lot of times earth signs will suppress their emotions because they want to seem strong. They're the sturdy ones, you know, we ground everybody into the earth, whatever, right? So everything's going to start to slow down a little bit. In the beginning, it might feel really good to have Mars in Taurus. Mars is going to be in Taurus from January 6th until March 3rd. By the time we get to March 3rd, we're going to be real happy that Mars is going into Gemini, because it'll be like, okay, we're tired of everything going so slowly now. But it's fine. It's necessary. We need to have this Mars in Taurus time, because, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Mars in Aries kind of just like ripped a whole new energy through the collective, through the world. So it'll be nice to have that. The moon will be in Libra on Wednesday the 6th, squaring the sun in Capricorn, squaring Pluto in Capricorn, squaring Mercury in Capricorn. And this is really going to be anchoring those lessons that we've learned. So especially the ones that triggered, the ones that showed themselves when the beginning of Libra, the moon phase in Libra, when it squared, when it trined with Saturn and Jupiter. It's like the lessons are being revealed, and now you can really anchor them. And now that you can like see it for the raw distinction that it is, and you can really anchor it into the earth. And it's funny because it's almost as if on Wednesday we're going to really get the opportunity to say, this is how far I've come, and this is what I want to see moving forward, and do it in a very realistic, like it's not so much a pipe dream anymore. It's more of a realistic kind of setting that we're going to get for Wednesday. So Thursday, the moon is in Scorpio. Also, I don't know why this keeps coming up in my mind, but I feel like I need to tell you guys that I actually ordered a microphone. So, because I've had a lot of people tell me, especially in the new space that I'm in, because it echoes a little bit, that the sound quality isn't very good. I don't know why that keeps popping in, so I had to say it so that it would get out of my brain, because it's like, say it out loud, say it out loud. I feel like somebody's going to be like, your sound quality's bad. I know that it's not the best, but that's going to be fixed, by the way. So, okay, moon in Scorpio on Thursday, opposing Mars in Taurus. So the creative projects. So it's really time to start new plans. So we're wrapping up some creative projects that we're doing this week and starting out on new stuff. The moon in Scorpio opposite Mars in Taurus, that's sort of a power play, an emotional power play. If you've never seen a Taurus angry before, you don't want to do, it's like a bull in a china, like it's just, you can't contain the anger of a Taurus, right? It's very difficult to do that. They absolutely try, but then the second that they're triggered, it's like, again, it's like that, like the gun, the cannon, right? The cannonball coming out of the cannon. So, and then the moon's also going to be opposite Uranus too. So there's a lot of emotional clarity, a lot of emotional insight. And when the moon squares Saturn and Jupiter, also in Aquarius, it's an emotional learning lesson for us on Thursday. It's teaching us how if we overextend ourselves, if we overdo ourselves, how exhausting we can get, and then how uncentered we are when we're completely and totally exhausted. And a lot of times with that Mars and Taurus energy, there's like this push-pull, 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 and then we have the moon sparking it, right? Like we want to get busy, but at the same time, I don't know if I have the energy to do it. I don't know if I have the capacity to do it, but I know that I need to do this. Don't play the tug of war with yourself on Thursday. I think the biggest thing is when we relax into the flow of the energy and we really allow ourselves to look at things like, I know that there's no deadline for me to get this done. There might be a third dimensional deadline that they really want me to get this done, but if I feel like I'm forced in any way, shape, or form to get something completed by a certain deadline, I'm not going to be able to do it, or I'm going to get really angry, or I'm going to resent the process, right? So I feel like on Thursday, the moon, especially with the moon squaring Saturn and Jupiter, There's this lesson in not overextending your energy. There's this lesson in not overly creating a blockage where there really isn't a blockage to be created. You know, there's no restriction here. There's no such thing as forcing yourself to do. It's about quality, right? It's not about quantity. So don't force yourself to get every single thing done that you feel like you need to get done, especially on Thursday. So moving over to Friday. Friday's going to be a really busy cosmic day, like really, really busy. So we have Mercury moving into Aquarius. So this is all about future forward thinking. Mercury is going to square Mars almost immediately as it moves into Aquarius. And things can feel really, really tense and aggressive. And this is what I'm talking about on Thursday, because you're going to start feeling that buildup before Mercury even gets into Aquarius. You're going to start feeling that buildup of that square to Mars, right? That Mercury square to Mars in Taurus. And again, Taurus, Mars, the bull in the china shop. So when Mars is triggered while in Taurus, we can absolutely see the angry side of all of that, right? But we can also see where we can be grounded and where we can be productive. So feeling that tension build up on Thursday, don't overdo it, because then we're going to get into Friday, and Friday's where that tension and aggression is coming from. You may also have the jumping to conclusions, thinking that you know best kind of ideas and mindsets. Venus moves into Capricorn, so this is going to be more, so a Venus in Capricorn is a more cautious and practical Venus. The Venus in Capricorn really focuses on the grounded aspect of what love looks like. Venus in Capricorn is like about the money gains, about the love gains, and, you know, bringing money and love together and gaining their value is more of a material. It's in more of a material kind of way. Not saying that Capricorn Venuses are not materialistic. Some of them can be, absolutely. Some of them can be, but anybody can be, any Venus can absolutely be materialistic. But it is more about the quality of, you know, it's not like how many people I can love. Can I love this one person, or can I love this one project, or can I love this one piece so much that I can put all of my quality and all of my energy. You know, a Capricorn Venus is going to pick one thing and really, really do it well, and instead of doing like 10 things all at once and only do it half-assed. A Capricorn has to do one thing really, really well. The sun in Capricorn is sextiling Neptune in Pisces. So also on Friday, on top of that Mercury squaring Mars, Venus moving into Capricorn, Mercury in Aquarius, we also have this really sweet sun sextiling Neptune, but it may not be so sweet. If you're feeling the aggressive side of things, this may bring kind of an illusion and may make you feel like you're going crazy, because you're like delusional almost in a way, because you're really, really angry, or you're really, really tense and aggressive with that ego, and then nothing seems clear. Nothing seems like I can't figure anything out, or you're set, the sensitivities to everything, sensitivities to all of the energies are really, really heightened on Friday. So getting grounded, being very, very grounded, locking yourself into Mother Earth's core is going to be a thing for Friday. Like, I have a particular grounding meditation that I listen to when I'm not able to get grounded myself. Also, and here's another thing that I'm hearing is water. Like if you take a bath or you take a shower or something like that, that can actually ground you as well. So make sure to get yourself really super grounded on Friday, because the energies are sort of going to be all over the place, and then we will settle in a little bit more. But it will be extra sensitive. It will be very like on the surface. Everything's going to feel like it's right there on the surface. Moving into Saturday the 9th, the moon is in Sagittarius. It's going to be trining Chiron. So having that moon in Sagittarius trining Chiron and Venus trining Mars, there's going to be an increased desire to be around people, to be social, to be happy. It's almost like night and day between Friday and Saturday, where Friday, this Scorpio moon transit is going to be really heavy and really deep, and it's going to allow us to unearth some things that we need to really pay attention to that's going on in our lives, and create, so that we can heal it, so that we can create like an easier space to move through. But the moon in Sagittarius next Saturday is going to be trining Chiron, and with Venus trining Mars, we want to be more expressive. We want to be more open. We want to come together with like-minded individuals. Really wanting to be creative and pursue all of that. And you may even feel a boost in your self-esteem after such heavy energy with that moon in Scorpio. I sort of feel like the Sagittarius moon transit next weekend is going to be very welcomed. And then next week we actually have, after the Sagittarius moon, that's going to be leading us up to the new moon in Capricorn next week, which we will talk more about next Sunday as we get to it. So yeah, that's what I have for you for this week. I hope you guys are doing really well. I hope that your first week into the new year goes just perfect. It never will, but I hope that it's, I hope you guys have a good smooth transition into 2021. Things are going to get a little bit bumpy as we move into the middle of January, but I think that there are definite bright spots coming up for us. So keep your chin up, keep your head up. Things are going really well. Yeah, take the hits as they come and then let it go. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.